So Huawei made an interesting decision. They released their Mate X3 phone, but not only in China, also in European countries. Here's the kicker. Cost 2,300 USD, 2,200 euros. That is a lot. That is more money than the Galaxy Z Fold 4 plus the Galaxy A54 combined. And based on different discounts and deals, I mean, you could even throw another phone in there. This is kind of ridiculous. Let's go ahead and talk about this. So the Mate X3 in Huawei's most premium phone to date, it has a book-like form factor, which is, again, normal, affordable cell phones. Nothing new, nothing crazy there. The upcoming, what looks a lot like the Galaxy Z Fold 4, Z Fold 5, and Google's first foldable phone, the Pixel Fold. But the Galaxy Z Fold went on sale for $17.99 and often found in discount prices. Huawei is trying to sell their phone for, again, $2,200, which is $2,349 USD. In other words, Huawei Mate X3 costs as much as Z Fold 4. They just said it twice. What do you get in exchange for this crazy price tag of $2,349? To Huawei's credit, it's worth noting the company offers a free watch GT3 smartwatch with the Mate X3 foldable. Whether or not the wearable is actually free, given the phone's price tag, is debatable. For reference, when bought separately, the watch GT3 costs 189 euros, around 240 USD, which means that even if you add the free smartwatch, the Mate X3 bundle still costs 211 more than the Galaxy Z Fold 4. I think that's actually... No, that's correct. So, it would cost... Euros transitioning, like... Euros to USD is always weird, because, yeah, $2,000, $2,200, even if you take away the free watch, which we already know Google does this and Samsung does this. Samsung actually gives away a $349 watch, while Google is right now, I believe, is giving away the Pixel watch, which I believe MSRP is like $200. So every company does this, except they're not charging $2,300 to do it. And keep in mind, eventually, this is right now you could buy it. They're probably eventually just going to sell the phone by itself. As for the foldable phone itself, it does have an IPX8 water-resistant rating, similar to the Galaxy Z Fold 4. The raw internal hardware is complement, particularly the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which the Z Fold also has. This is an L. This is an absolute L. It comes with a Gen 1 processor, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. That's old news. Okay, the reason why a lot of phones in Europe/China are coming out with the 8 Gen 1 processor is because it keeps the price tag low. Right now, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is the processor to have in your smartphone. The Gen 3 is coming out at the end of this year. If you use a Gen 1, that's okay, that's fine, no big deal, but you're gonna use it because you're gonna keep the price tag low. Instead, Huawei is going absolutely crazy and keeping the price tag reckless. Nevertheless, the Huawei Mate X3 has some odd quirks. For example, it's a $2,200 or $2,349 phone that lacks 5G connectivity. And the famous 5,060 milliamp silicone carbon battery you may have heard of is reserved for China. Europeans get a 4,800 milliamp battery. What? So they're releasing a premium model in China, and European countries get a crap model, but same price tag. Now, this is actually not that crazy or nothing new. If you ever if you do buy from Samsung, you buy the Galaxy series. I don't think this last year is like this, but previous years, if you bought a US version of the Galaxy phones, you actually got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. But if you bought it from another country, let's say you bought an international version, I believe you get like an Xperia or something, you get a different processor. So it's not really new. They charge the same price. You have to get a downgraded version of the phone. It's not new, but when you're charging $2,300, this is kind of ridiculous to give us a worse version of the battery because you want to strictly keep a Chinese, you know, business customer thing going on. I don't know. This is weird. The Mate X3 has a slightly larger screen than the Galaxy 4 with and also cannot record in 8K. I'm gonna guess this is slightly larger. I'm gonna guess this comes in as a like 8-inch display, which is what OnePlus is doing with their display, but cannot record 8K. That's not really too much. OnePlus is coming out with their phone, $1,1200, and it can only record 4K to 30 FPS. So, expandable memory formats are not as useful as you may think. Huawei oddly continues. For example, the Mate X3 prides itself on expandable storage, but the latter is based on Huawei's proprietary nano memory technology. These memory cards are exclusive to Huawei phones and aren't useful for customers who are planning to use the memory expansion slot to transfer files around. The MN format is most likely to catch customers in to a proprietary memory expansion technology only usable with Huawei products. So they offer the ability to use a micro SD card, right? Which is actually why, again, like I said before, I love the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra because you can put up to a terabyte of storage on that phone and it's perfect. But here's the kicker for Huawei. You can't just put this thing into your freaking computer, into your Windows computer or Mac. It's not going to work. You have to get a software made by Huawei and use that you pay for the software. I've spent $2,300 on this phone. You're going to pay for software, then use it in order to use this SD card and put stuff on it. Huawei doesn't have, but at last, but not least, Huawei doesn't have native access to the Google Play Store. Anyone who wants to install Android apps on a device will have to go through hoops and loops to achieve that. All in all, the Mate X3 is an odd, expensive, and arguably doesn't have all the comforts that Galaxy phones have, and or some attention to detail. Yeah, this is really just doesn't even make sense. I'll be honest with you. You're telling me this phone's gonna be $2,300. If I want to buy this phone realistically, I'm not gonna buy it in China. I'm gonna buy it in a European country. So I'm gonna get a worse battery for the same price tag. I'm gonna get a watch. Okay. I'm gonna get a 8-inch display, pretty much same exact as the display as the OnePlus phone. But here's the kicker: it's gonna have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, which is a year old at this point. I'm gonna spend $2,300 though, and I have an external micro SD slot I can use, but I can't use it unless I pay for your service, your software. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is pretty much I'm not even touching this with a 10-foot pole type of situation for me. Maybe you guys feel different, maybe you guys think differently. I'm not even entertaining this at this price tag, let alone all the downsides of this phone. I'm gonna be interested to see. What I kind of feel like with this phone and why Huawei's doing this and they're going to be successful doing this is that they know they have a huge market in China, right? And that's why they're releasing the more premium version in China, because they know they're going to be able to sell it more in China. They're trying to expand with European countries, and in March it was rumored they're only going to release in China. So the fact that they're releasing outside of China, I think they're trying to just, see, okay, let's see how it goes. Maybe it's successful, maybe it's not successful. We really don't care, because China is going to make us enough money to cover all those other problems. And that's pretty much what's happening here. I think they want to be successful outside of China, but it's more or less like any sale to get outside China is more or less just a +1 to the overall revenue of the phone, and kind of the money back from making the phone. So I gotta respect the hustle for that reason, but I would not recommend buying this phone if you are in a European country. Just recommendation would be probably look elsewhere. OnePlus looks like it's going to be the best bet here. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.